if I go back to pre-COVID, if we had candidates that wanted flexible working patterns, a lot of the clients would be like, no, you can't have it. Or if they wanted to work one day from home, they'd be like, nope, I'm not going to do it. But, the world stopped and we all had to find a way to make that happen. So I think what's been really interesting to see is the benefit that it's given organizations to tap into different talent pools. I use my own organization as an example. We've got a London HQ, but pretty much, 70% of our staff don't live in London. They're like in Bristol, they're in Birmingham, they're in Southampton, they're all over the place because we're still able to come together as a team using, virtual kind of world now. We all live in this virtual world, so we don't always have to be physically in person to be able to do great work. You're still able to work remotely. And I think that's allowed for people who are neurodiverse as well to feel comfortable with that. People with a disability that might have struggled with, traveling every single day to an office location to still be able to, do great work and be more productive. I love the flexibility, especially as a parent. I use myself as an example. I'm able to drop my daughter off at school and able to pick her up and still be effective and still be at my desk by 9 o'clock and, still be working till, 6:30, but still able to sit down with the family and have dinner, at 7 o'clock. It's the way that the world has now changed that's allowed us to use that. So it's opened up a lot more talent pools because it's brought more people back into the workforce who would have, you know, prior to that, considered it not effective for them or not fit for their lifestyle. It's allowed companies to tap into other talent pools that are not always just within their vicinity. So geographical locations now aren't a barrier anymore. You don't have to live within 10 miles of the location of where the office is based. It could be anywhere, right? As long as you're able to connect. So it's really opened up different talent pools. It's allowed people that, who might have been out of the workforce to come back into it and work things like school hours. We've had a lot of, parents who prior COVID didn't want to work 5 days a week, but wanted to work school hours because they're at home and they can fit that around the work life and home life. That's opened up a different talent pool, which we've been able to utilize, and it's been fantastic. So I think it's given us that opportunity to think differently and look at where we are now and how can we make this town work collectively as a society, but also open up more avenues for people that were for so long excluded from the workforce. And it's given us that access to a much wider pool.